Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Dober dan in Slovenia. We have a guest today, our first European guest in Coffee Talks, and we're very happy to have you, Tjasa. Tjaša Ristić, she's a karateka from Slovenia. She's a three-time medalist of the European Championships in karate. She's also a silver medalist in the European Games, which is kind of like the Olympic Games in Europe. It was last year in Minsk. And she was also a gold medalist in the Mediterráneo Games in Guadalajara, Spain. And she also won the Premier League in karate back in Turkey as well. So pretty good background here from Tjasa. And welcome, Tjasa, to Coffee Talks. Thank you for your time for being here.
Hello, and thank you for the invitation.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure, again, as I said, to have our first European guest, and especially for a beautiful country as Slovenia. And I'll send my regards to Matis and Alia there at the Slovenia Olympic Committee. Really nice people and beautiful country. And Tjasa, can you please tell us how did you started with karate? I mean, you started at a karate club in Kranj, that's your city. Can you tell us a bit about your story, please?
Yes. Well, my story is like quite cute because my father was, and he already he is right now as well, my coach. He was a coach of karate, and when I was a little kid, I didn't have a babysitter, but he took me to the training, and I was sitting there and watching the karate and absorbing everything, and like that I fell in love with karate.
Nice.
So I wanted to start and being like other kids, like punching and kicking and everything. So.
And how old were you when you first stepped on the mat? You were pretty young. How old were you?
Officially 7, but unofficially I don't know, since I was born. My father wanted to teach me, how to do the fist and how to
it was always like kumite, or you did kata too?
Yeah, I did kata as well, but only till 15 I competed like both in kata in kata and in kumite, but later I had to decide because you can't do both and be perfect at both.
Yeah.
So I don't really like kata. I mean, I like kata, but not to train all the time just kata. I think for me it's not enough. Like
kumite, it's more rush and more adrenaline. For those who don't know, kumite, it's a one-on-one. It's how do you say it in English? How do you translate the combat? Can you explain that?
Yeah, kumite is like a fight. Like
a fight, basically.
Yeah, it's sparring, and it's not sparring. Sparring is like soft.
And it's 3 minutes, right? And then whoever scores more points wins and points. It depends on what they have different point system, no?
Yes. Whoever wins more points, this one wins. But if you have 8-0, like 8 different, then it's automatic
8-point difference. 8-point difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then it's automatic win of another of your opponent or you.
Yeah.
But yeah, the scoring is like punching, like it's doesn't matter if it's in the face or in the body. It's 1 point.
Okay.
If you kick with the leg in your body, I mean in opponent's body, it's 2 points. And if you score your leg kick in the head,
it's 3 points.
Okay. Yeah, so like that.
Nice. And what was like, now talking about, I mean, you stepped on the mat when you were 7, and then you kept developing and you kept practicing. How was that transition? I mean, how did you started to, I mean, from amateur, how did you become professional? How was your journey? Because I mean, as a karate athlete, you have a lot of responsibilities as well, because you're not getting paid like a footballer. You need to do other stuff to live your life. How was that journey?
It was quite with ups and downs, of course. Yeah, I mean, I started. I was very serious. I always had a goal, some goal, and I mean, I had fun. I also have fun now training karate, but I'm that kind of person that always there for one goal. I want to achieve something. I want to be better, 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 better. I always wanted to win. That's, I guess, the thing that pushed me for to here I am.
That's what kept you going. See, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And I also saw that you have a dream catcher there. Maybe that helped as well, no? You always wanted to
Maybe,
become.
maybe. um,
Yeah.
well, yeah, but at the beginning, I was just a talented kid. That his father was a coach, and I always want to ask everything and know everything and how to do everything, and I was capable of doing this stuff, and that's why I had a huge imagination in my head for everything. I could do the punches, the kicks, whatever he taught me, I could do. So I I really like to play in the fight, and I really like to score and everything. And so and of course the best was the medal. The best achievement was the medal, especially when I was a kid. It meant a lot to me.
When was your
And
first medal? You remember that day when you won your first
yeah, I have
championship? Yeah.
in 2003 I have this.
Nice. So that's the gold
um
medal then. Nice.
no, it's actually the second place.
Oh,
I was how was I? Yeah, I was 10 years old, and we had this was my first national championship in Kumite, and I was already in a final. But I was too strong for the girl, so I lost in the final. So that's why I was the second one. Because in karate, it's also very important the
the
control.
weights. Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
and the control. When you punch, it's not the knockout. You have to control your punch and kicks. So that's also part of the pointing system, but doesn't
You
matter.
need to control your strength. I mean, okay, or what's
The distance. I mean,
okay?
uh, you have to score here, not like here.
Yeah.
It's the you have to be very strict and where you do the point and stuff.
The
So
area, the zone. Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
so you start winning competitions, and for that you need to train, and you need to be committed. As you said, you're goal oriented. If I want to win, I need to I you focus on that.
Yes, yes,
You
yes.
start growing, and then you also had to make a living as well, no? I mean, you start practicing, forwarding a little bit, and then you had to do multiple jobs besides
Yes,
practicing, and you
yes,
were
yes.
a waitress for some time. Can you tell us about that time? How
Yeah,
was that?
yeah, it was when we became the seniors or juniors, under 21. When I was 18, I wanted. I knew from the beginning that I cannot live only with the training karate. So that's why I was good in school, and I wanted to do the best in every part of my life. So as well, I knew I need experiences and everything. So I started working in a bar, and this was like at the beginning, like a creepy bar. I,
How old were
I was,
you? How old were you when you started
in
doing
the
it?
first bar, I was only 3 months because no, sorry, 3 weeks because it was
But how old are you? What was your age back then?
18.
Okay.
And I didn't know because nobody hired without experiences, and I started doing the job there, and it was a crappy
That was in Cran or
in
Ljubljana?
Kran. No,
In Cran.
everything was in
Okay.
Kran. And then I moved to the better bar and very like classy bar.
Okay.
So I had to do everything perfect also there, and I enjoyed it because it's communicating with the people and serving and everything, and it's very like you're never boring in a
No, it's
bar
good.
as a waitress.
Social, like you develop your social skills as well. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yes. My social skills were pretty cool because in the bar as a waitress, I learned how to deal with people I don't like. Because you have to be smiling and you have to be nice to them and serve them, even though you don't like them.
yeah.
But I don't regret it because that's a good skill. I guess
No,
this is very good
it's
skill.
transferable too, and
Yeah, everything.
and
And then I was also doing the studying. I enrolled in business and economics, the faculty of business and economics, and in Ljubljana, and also did some practice in office. You know, so I worked in a bar. I worked in a office. I was studying and also being trying to be like professional athlete.
professional karate. Yeah.
Yes.
How did you manage that? I mean, did you have like a really organized schedule? I mean, I know a lot of people probably who want to be an athlete need to, or all these young kids who maybe listening to this interview. I mean, it's you need to. It's not easy. Like you need to be organized and manage your time properly. Do you have any advice or any tips for maybe so if a kid is watching this?
Well, I guess time management is the key.
Yeah.
Management is the key to success, because if I slept 1 hour more, I didn't have time for that. And so I had a lack of something in this, and it didn't go well. So I really learned at the beginning, as well in high school and in the middle school and everything. I mean, primary school. I had to have very good time management, and so I scheduled everything like in minutes, I guess.
Yeah.
Like punctual, like that. So I could do it. But some periods were very very rough because at that office I worked, my father had a company with he was selling the office material, the papers and
Office
everything.
supplies. Yeah.
Office supply, totally office supply, and as well the printing. So when the new year season is coming closer, it was like crazy house in the office because I also helped printing and everything because we had a lack of time and skill and everything, so I did all.
Christmas season. And how was, for example, like one day during that season? How was your one
Yeah.
day? Can you describe one day, like from the morning
Like the
to
craziest day
yeah.
in that period I can describe. I actually uh, I can describe two of them
Yes.
together. It was a few days were like I started doing in office the work at 4 a.m. in the morning, finished like at 2, have 1 hour for my lunch and everything, and shower and dress up for go to the waitress job. I go to the bar, and then I worked sometimes also for 12 hours and something, so I didn't really sleep enough. That was also very bad for my trainings, but at that period I really had, so I need to do as much as I can to help you know, to do a lot of business. I started sometimes. I remember one day I had a 12-hour shift in the bar, and that means from 3 a.m. to 3 a.m. no, 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. And then I just went to home and then started at 6 in office and working till 2, and then go home, a little sleep, training immediately. And sometimes I also had at fitness at 6 a.m. and in the evening, the karate session. And it was like crazy house and crazy in my head, crazy in my body, everything.
But I
it
mean,
was, it was.
I mean, you said time management, that's key. But I think I also maybe, and you know it this better than I, but the motivation, no, to keep going, because I mean,
Of
you
course.
have all this, but you always say
Yes.
no, like you need to have that drive to do it. I mean, that motivation. I think that's the engine behind the time management as well, to be
Of course, of
motivated
course.
for it. No.
Yeah, the time management is a key to success with the motivation. Definitely with the motivation. Without motivation, nothing's impossible. Nothing's possible actually. But I knew that I like being practical, you know, and when I am doing something, I want to be. I just had to help because you know, in December somebody's ill or something, and you have to jump in and do his work and something, and that's why I did a lot, but I did exhaust my body totally, and it was not okay.
Yeah.
And as well, I had to be 100% at trainings, but if I look back, I couldn't be 100% because, you know, in
And
the professional sport, I mean, in everything related to sport, the regeneration is a part of the training. And I thought in my mind, no, it's okay. If I have time, I can do. But the thing is that you need a regeneration. And I can tell one story. Related to this period when
yes.
I was working. I had no money support, no scholarships, no nothing like that, and I had to earn my own money. So I was working in a bar, I was working in an office, as I explained before, and I started training like if I could 2 times per day. Also at the office I could just go out and do the training
Take a break.
1 hour
Yeah.
and go back. It was really exhausting, and you know, every uh, you know, in sport, in competition, there is always the cyclist, you know, the cycle, when you have the peak, you have to be the top performance, the top of the top. And at that time you exhaust your body a lot. You're exhausting your body a lot, you know. And I didn't I just think, okay, no problem, I will just do, no matter what the cyclist is or something, because when you're down here, you can do more stuff, but at the peak of the cyclist, it's impossible. I mean, it's possible, but it's not good for your health, for your body, for something. So one time I went to train. It was that period that I was working as hell, and then go to the trainings and go back to sleep a little bit and work and sleep and work and
How
training,
old were
training
you?
and work. Sorry.
How old were you when was this
Um,
period? Were you in
this
university?
period was till I guess 20 till 24, something like that.
So like your body is
Something,
it's at the
yeah.
peak though.
So
I think like only like a 20-something-year-old can hold out that intensity of training. Your body at that stage, you're on the peak. So
yes, yes, but
yeah.
you know what happened actually? I guess it was like I was 23 or something. At that time, I realized that I shouldn't push myself so hard as I did in the past. I came to the training, and as in this training, I just argued with my coach something, and I didn't want to tell him if something is bothering me or if I have some problems. We were just in one argument, stupid argument, nothing serious, but like I didn't want to tell. And I went to the training, and in the beginning of the training, you know, when you look at the light and you look back, you see like some scratch, like white scratch, you know, that
Yeah.
feeling. Yeah. So my coach said it was the end of the warm up, and we started the main part of the training, and we had sparrings, like fight, slow fight, like gentle fight, with a lot of imagination and stuff. And I came with my partner. I said to her, "Oh my God, I can't really see you because I guess I just look into the light, and there
The
were some,
reflections. Yeah.
yeah, the reflections, and one like not this, yeah, the dot, like the dot, the white dot in the middle of my picture."
Vision.
And this dot is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So I realized that it's not a light, that it's something is wrong with me. And I didn't want to tell, and I was fighting. And at the worst part of this, I just saw like this, you know, only one side of
Of your vision.
one side of
Yeah.
my
Of your vision
my
field.
vision. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and the other vision was like blur, you know, like I didn't see clearly, and I was fighting like if I can do something, and I was slow, and I didn't really want to do a lot, but I didn't want to tell my coach as well. But there was another coach at the training, the coach that I really trust him, and he saw me and he said, "Tjasa, are you okay?" And I was like, yeah, no. I'm not. And he was like, what's going on? And I said, I don't know, I just can't see clearly enough. And he was like, do you have like a tunnel vision? And I said, yeah, something like that. And he said, maybe you're dehydrated, and you drink water
Yeah.
and isostar or something. And I said, yeah, it will go pass away. It's no problem. It's okay. And then it was 10 minutes before the training, it suddenly just stopped. Like I could see clearly, like now. And I was like, what the hell?
So
I
what
mean,
was it like?
how?
Did you drink water and it went away, or it was just exhaustion, or what was the reason? What happened?
Yeah, I actually, I knew that I am a little bit dehydrated, and I drink. Maybe this helped. I don't know. But after the training, I had another training, the physical training. I went to fitness,
Oh.
and I didn't have time in the morning. That's why I did it after the main training, and
Yeah.
I went to fitness. And half an hour after I was in fitness, I had such a big headache, and I was like, I think I have to go home. I have to rest. And I really went home, and I had my psychologist, sports psychologist, next day, and I told her what happened, and she was like, "Okay, Tjasa, you really need to do one activity. You have to fill into your schedule one activity." And I was like, "Oh, come on, where? I can't. I'm full. I can't do it." And, and she was like, "Yeah, rest." And I was like, "Oh, maybe." And it was like a migraine,
Yeah, migraine.
migraine with aura. I
Yeah,
don't know how
aura.
it
It's
is.
like the visions that you
Yes,
see.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. It was it was this, and I don't have a problem with migraines, but that at that time I was just like, oh my god, maybe I'm not capable of everything I want to do.
It's
So
it's a balance, you know, like sometimes we need to push. No, but at the end it's like an ebb and flow. It's a wave. Like you gotta push hard, of course, but then you need to give your body the space to rest. Like there's a term called tender discipline. Tender means like, okay, be easy, like be like treat yourself good, but be disciplined. Tender discipline. I think that's a balance point that actually it makes sense, because then if you don't rest, then you cannot perform. I mean, you were being exhausted, and what you're in.
I was.
You know, like you're in the championship, and then your body is not. Your body is like your. I mean, of course, you need to train, but your body is your temple there. That's how you perform. And that's. I mean, rest is key. And but then you manage it, no? Like then you start having a more balanced schedule, and then how it started to develop. I mean, then karate became also an Olympic sport not so long ago, right? Like 4 years ago, and then they were starting more support in the country.
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 2016, we became the Olympic sport, and since then, things get a little easier. Just a little bit easier. We get a little more support. At the beginning, I mean, I decided, okay, now it's Olympic. I have to work hard if I want to come to Olympics, and I cannot do everything. So I did a little work, not a lot. It's, I don't know, like 4 hours per day working, and the rest I was training and dedicating everything to sport. And you could really see that in my performance, because back then I was exhausted and everything. Also for my mental health, it was not okay. I mean, I didn't went crazy, but but still.
No, I mean it's human, you know. Like we're like, of course. I mean, your athletes are really good and are elite, but we're not superhumans. You know, you need to have like
yeah. So that's why I put attention mostly on sport. Everything was sport, and the rest was studying and the work, a little work, because I want my money. I don't want to ask my mom, please give me $10, you know. And and then I got my first. I mean, in 2016 actually, 1 month after the Olympics, after we were Olympic sport, I got my first medal in Istanbul Premier League, like you said before.
That's in 2016. Your gold medal, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I saw that, wow, I can do it. You know, I convinced myself I can do it, and then I always had a big motivation. Of course, I had problems, but the motivation drives me further, and I have a huge support from my coach that was unfortunately taken away from me. But just before my second European medal in 2018.
Your dad was your coach first, and then you had other coaches, no? I guess, or how was the evolution?
Yeah, my dad was coaching in the club when I was young, till 12 years, I guess. And then after is our head coach, that is also my coach now. But on national, when I represented the national
national
team.
Yeah.
When I represented national team, we had national coaches, and one of them was this one that I trusted the most, and I'm still in touch with him. I'm also training with him and everything, but he was taken away from me because of some stupid reasons. It's politics.
That's
you know.
another, yeah, that's another topic.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, and back then we started the project Olympic Games and everything, and I got my first medal. And then I got the support. I got the scholarship, but the NOC scholarship, not
Through
the
the
Olympic scholarship.
IOC Solidarity Program,
Yeah,
no?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
something like that. And after the second medal, I got the scholarship for the for the Olympics, I guess, or something like
Yeah,
that.
to prepare
But
for,
then, yeah, but then I in 2018 I got financial support, so I actually stopped working everything else. I'm just studying and training, and this is like now I'm professional, and I could really now normally live with that.
night. I mean, since you started focusing more, of course, I mean, you had the work and your circumstances, but since you start focusing even more towards becoming a professional karateka, I mean, you said you won in 2018 in Tarragona, right? In the Mediterranean Games, a gold medal.
Yes.
Now you win.
Yeah.
Now, last year you won in the European Games second place in Minsk. I mean, that's a pretty good accomplishment. Now, I mean, all the work that you've done since, and you look back, doesn't it feel good to see like all your journey? And now what you have ahead? Now you're preparing for the big stage in the even big stage. I mean, you've been in the big stage, but even this bigger, the first
Even
like
bigger. Yes.
the first time
Yes.
karate is gonna be at Olympic Games in a while, like in Tokyo, especially in the country that where karate is from. And I thought that would be very
Yeah.
special. Have you been to
Yes.
Tokyo before? It's a really
Yes,
interesting.
last year. Last year I was in Tokyo, also competing in this competition area that Olympic karate will be, and Olympics games. I was also taking a picture with the what's
The
the name,
mascot.
the mascot. Yeah, but I forgot the name of mascot.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't matter.
it starts with I something. Yeah, I know. Anyway.
Yeah, yes. Um, I took a picture with that and everything. It's my big motivation. And yeah, it's pretty. I like Japan. I really like Japan.
How long were you there for in Tokyo?
Uh, 1 week, something like that. Not a lot.
Okay. Well, I mean, enough to
Not a
see
lot. But
around, no? Were you there for a
yeah,
specific?
I went. I saw quite a lot of things. Quite a lot of things. I could go for more travels, but my main goal to be there is to compete. So
Good.
I had to do everything for me to rest and everything to prepare for the competition, and that's why I didn't really
This,
explore that
yeah.
much. But I still tried the puffy pancakes. The big pancakes of
Yeah,
Japan,
yeah, yeah. They're pretty
and
good.
the
Everything,
sushi and everything.
all the food in Japan is really good. Do you like sushi?
Of course, I'm crazy about it.
Well, no, there's a lot of good places there to go, and they have like this sushi bars as well. You know, where the sushi goes around.
Running sushi.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's really good, and
Mm,
Japanese do great things. They're really perfectionist, and I think that it's gonna be a great games. Hopefully, they'll happen, and
very hopeful.
yes, but no, yes, they will happen, and
They will.
yeah, I mean it's very special to be there as for your first Olympics, and especially in karate as well, and
Yes.
we'll see. And I mean, you've been training, of course, and you've had some challenges now, I guess, with all the pandemic as well as other athletes in the world as well. What have you been? How's that been for you? Your experience during the quarantine? How you been
Really.
training?
um, well, I am lucky. I have a boyfriend that is also an athlete. and he has a younger brother who is also an athlete, a professional football player. So therefore, we had a huge support from each other, and so I practice a lot of football.
Is your boyfriend the one in the back there in the poster?
Oh yes,
Very
this
good.
one. Yeah, he is. Yes, but yeah, one day before quarantine started, the boyfriend's father just bought the fitness equipment, so I could have normal physical trainings, like normal,
Okay.
like
Well,
the most optimal as I could have. So I had very good physical trainings, and karate trainings were very limited. Like I put more attention on the technique, not that much of the tactics, because I didn't have space to train.
you had another choice. Yeah, you had. Yeah, you had no choice. Yeah.
Yes, but the most important is that I stayed in shape. Like I was in very good physical condition, still am, and I did a lot of other sports as well. I clear my mind of karate a little bit. I had to, because it was very hard period for me. I was really preparing on May 2020 should be the
For
qualification
the
tournament.
qualification, no? Hmm.
Yes, the
That was supposed to
qualification
be
tournament.
in Paris, no? Or where was supposed? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And next year it's when?
And
It's in June, June
yes,
2000. And where is it? Do you know already or no?
no, it's staying in Paris, but just another date. It's
Okay.
I think in the beginning of June 2021, and
Sorry, I interrupted you. You
yeah.
were saying about your quarantine situation.
Yes. It was very hard for me, to accept that the Olympics are postponed. And, at the beginning of quarantine, another funny story. I can.
Yes, please share
I
it. Please
can
share
tell.
that.
We Yeah, we had really too much on our schedule. The competitions at the end of the period till qualification tournament went just like one no, one to another, and we couldn't rest enough and everything. And I spoke to my coach in the club. I was invited to training camp, one training camp, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I love training camps. I really enjoy them. But at that time, I just wanted to prepare on the European Championship and later to the tournament in peace with my coach in my club. Like, please, I need 1 week of just clearing my mind and everything, it was just too much of everything at the end of this period. And I was very exhausted, even though I really put a lot of attention to my regeneration. But it was just traveling from here to there, to there, to there. Crazy, really crazy. And my coach, and after that, I said to my coach, I wish I can prepare in peace, like to that, to that, to that. And the upcoming competition was the Rabat Premier League, and it was postponed because of the COVID.
Yeah.
And my coach said, yeah, you wanted to prepare in peace, and I was like,
Now
yeah,
you
okay,
have.
you're right, you got a point. And later I was we had a European Championship, and we also didn't know if we can go or not, because Italy was booming
It's a
with the
mess. Yeah, it
COVID.
was a mess. Yeah.
It was really a mess, and so we didn't know because every country should have the same um, should have the opportunity to come to the European, European Championship.
Yeah.
And after that, the European Championship was cancelled, and I was like, okay, it's okay. 1 month of break, it will be good, and I will be preparing for the tournament, and everything will be back to normal. Yeah, that didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Yeah, one
No.
month.
And for my in my mind it was like, okay, I have a plan. Okay, crashed. Okay, I set another plan.
No.
Crashed.
Yeah.
I set another plan. Crashed. And everything was like, oh my god, just
That's
falling
life these
apart.
days.
And
Yeah.
I was just so you know it was crazy period. I said I will not give up, of course. I will do whatever it takes, but it was very hard period for me, and that's why I was very happy to have also the two professional athletes by my side, my boyfriend and my boyfriend is not professional athlete anymore for 2 years, but still he understands, he likes to train, he's still training a lot, and I had a huge support there, and
No,
I think
there's
we
nothing
are,
like having training partners for you like
yes.
you even have more motivation. You motivate each other, and yeah, that's
Yeah,
key.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Especially the motivation.
you also learned other skills. No, you were cooking some raviolis as well, no? Or what? Are you,
Yes.
what? So,
Yeah, I mean, I was suddenly, in my life, I'm not used to having a lot of free time. Uh, and suddenly I had a lot of free time. And I like to cook. I really like to cook. I enjoy learning some new stuff, and cook something. And with my boyfriend's mother, she said, "Look, I just found the ravioli like box, the shapes to do the
yeah, yeah,
ravioli." And I was like, "Okay, we can try it." And
yeah.
then we did the ravioli, and I also did my first sushi with my
Nice.
boyfriend. So yeah, I had a lot of cooking hours during the quarantine, and I read a lot of books about psychology, about the sports, and I'm studying the tourism in economics. So I also was listening about that, because right now it's in a
You're
huge
still
crisis.
doing your masters, no? And I mean,
Yes, yes,
your
yes.
thesis, you were saying that it's on the digital image of Kran, no, your city, and that's
Yeah,
in the tourism. So that's also a big impact there on for all the pandemic. So that's
yeah. It is. I was just involved in one research this summer. I helped them with surveying and getting some data of the hotel managers and the restaurant managers and stuff. And it's really in a huge crisis, and it's like I was. It's a lot of employee got
got the
um,
furloughed and yeah.
yeah, yeah, and it's
No,
very bad.
yeah, it's happening everywhere. I mean, it's just nothing like. I mean, we had like big events like World War II and World War One, or like it happened in a part of the planet. But this is like in the whole, it's happening everywhere.
Yeah,
The impact, it's huge. But
yeah,
yeah,
it's
I mean,
terrible.
yeah, but I mean, we'll get through this, and like you'll be back to get to compete for a medal in Tokyo. Wish you the best of luck. I'm sure you'll do it. And so right now, I mean, Tjasa, outside sport, what else do you like to do? I mean, you said you were playing other sports during the pandemic. You like football? Like, I mean, you have your boyfriend and your boyfriend's brother that played football. You're a fan of Olympia Ljubljana. Is that's your favorite team still or no?
In Slovenia, yes. In
In
Slovenia,
Slovenia.
yes.
What about Europe? What's your team?
I don't have my favorite team. I have my favorite football player.
Okay, it's not your boyfriend? Come on, he's gonna get mad.
No, like like a big star,
Okay.
No, I'm cheering for Neymar.
You like Neymar? Okay.
Yes, yes. I don't like this. That he fakes things,
Yeah,
but I
yeah, yeah.
like seeing his dribblings and
His
everything. I
his
really
style
enjoy.
is good. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Uh, what other sport do you like football, and what other sport? What else do you like?
um I like playing volleyball. I really enjoy playing beach volley and gymnastics. I adore gymnastics.
Yeah.
I also I don't know. I like a lot of sports really, but to have the top three besides karate, because karate is the best sport, of
Yeah.
course. Uh, I have it's football, volleyball, and gymnastics. Definitely, I
Okay.
prefer this.
So you don't
Yeah,
go.
but
I mean, do you have the Alps there? The Slovenian Alps. You don't go skiing at all. You don't like skiing.
yeah, I'm snowboarding. But
Okay.
uh, you know, I don't do it a lot because I don't have time. I don't have
No,
time.
and you have the risk. You can injure yourself. Pretty. I mean, right now that you're a professional athlete, you cannot risk
Yes.
getting injured, especially now competing.
Yeah, I don't have, as I said, I don't have a lot of free time, and also if I have free time, I usually don't want to exhaust my body. I mean, I really like snowboarding. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I would like to do the jumps and everything, but I don't want to risk my body, the injuries and
No,
everything.
no, makes sense. Don't. Um, I mean, you grew up in Krang. You still live in Krang, and you work on your thesis on the digital image on Krang. That it's what do you? I mean, you've been involved in the tourism side of Crank, and this the company that is doing the coffee talks, Cartan, is doing trips for the Olympic Games, and they work in the same industry. I mean,
Okay.
what do you see um, as an advantage? I mean, how would you see as an advantage to go to the Olympic Games? Would you recommend people on going into Tokyo? You've been to Tokyo. What do you think about Tokyo? What's your perspective now that you have that mind of the tourism industry? What would you
Yeah.
advise if someone wants to go to Tokyo? I mean, what do you think about the place? Do you recommend to go, or what's your opinion?
Yeah, I definitely recommend. I do. I definitely recommend because the architecture, this Japanese style and everything, it's really amazing, and all the temples and the spiritual part of Japanese mindset,
Yes,
um,
the Zen,
it's
Japanese Zen
and
mindset.
yeah, and it's very cool to see how different we are. you know I would recommend, especially for that and for the sushi.
No, good.
um, because the gastronomy in Japanese is amazing. If you like the seafood, it's amazing, and especially for the gastronomy and the temples, I would
Yeah.
recommend.
No, good point. And you say you go there and you see how different. I mean, we're all humans, of course, but you see how all the traditions and different culture and how they think there. It's also open your mind as well to kind of like think differently and get something from the Japanese. And I think there's a lot to get, and I'm sure they're gonna
Yes.
be a great games. The Japanese are really well organized. You probably noticed that since you get to
Yes.
the airport, you can notice that they're really
Yes.
and I'm sure they're gonna be a great games. And I really admire the Japanese that with all the challenges that they had with this COVID, they're still supporting the games. And yeah, we'll see. And again, I wish you all the best. I'm gonna try to say good luck in Slovenian. Maybe my accent is not that good, but you tell me. Srećno, srećno. How do you say good luck? Srećno, no?
Srećno.
Srećno, srećno to
Srećno.
you. You have a great attitude, and with that focus that you had in the drive, I'm sure you're gonna make it to the games. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there. And maybe we can do a coffee talks in Tokyo next year when you're there, when you win a medal. And
It will be great.
yeah, and thank you, Hvala lepa, if I said that correctly.
Yes, you did.
Thank you very much in Slovenian, and thank you to the Slovenian NOC as well, and thank you, Tjasa. And it was great to hear your story. And yeah, all the best. And if you want to say any closing remarks, anything that you want to say out to the people, or you have any life advice to young athletes, or something you would like to say, your life motto or anything?
My life motto is that you're never fully dressed without a smile. So just keep on smiling, everything will be okay.